everybody, welcome to Rachel's Page Turners. Today is Wednesday, which means it is Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday was created by the lovely Ginger Reads Laney, and I will leave the link to her channel and to the link to the Goodreads group down in the doobly-doo below. And today's topic is absolutely appropriate. It is your top 5 Halloween recommendations. At number 5, for number 5, I decided to pick The Haunted Mask by R.L. Stine. It is part of the Goosebumps series. I read this when I was a kid, and it frightened the bejesus out of me. And even rereading the synopsis so I can do this video, it still kind of made me uncomfortable and gave me chills. So it is an excellent story for the Halloween season. The generic plotline is this: a girl is bullied and made fun of, and she wants to get some revenge on some of her classmates, and so she goes to this costume shop to buy a really scary mask so she can jump scare some of her classmates. None of the masks in the front are doing any justice for her, so she decides to go in the back, and she sees all these like deformed masks, and she decides that she wants one, and she buys one. The shop owner isn't very comfortable in selling it to her, but he does anyways. What she doesn't realize is that the mask is made out of like living skin, and it possesses the wearer, and she has to try to figure out how to get it off of herself because it's now stuck to her face. And I could easily go into the story and spoil the ending, but I'm not going to. But the ending itself, like, always gives me chills. And I can't believe a children's book still gives me the heebie-jeebies. At number 4, we have Play by Samuel Beckett. It is a one-act play. It was written in the 1960s. I absolutely love Samuel Beckett. He is one of my favorite playwrights. And out of the plays that I've read, this one is particularly creepy. The stage is set up with 3 urns, and they're facing the audience, and all you see is a head on top of each urn. The middle one is a man, and one side is his wife, and the other side is his mistress. It's obvious that they're dead, and they're kind of in this like afterlife kind of scenario, and they talk over each other. Sometimes they talk at one at a time, but you slowly find out that this man was cheating on his wife or a longtime partner, and you learn each one's story and how they reacted to this affair. Visually, it's fantastic. Alan Rickman actually performed in this, and it's on YouTube. If I can find the link, I'll just list it down below for you guys. Reading it can definitely be a WTF moment because that's just the style of writing that Samuel Beckett has. So if you think it's going to be a struggle for you to read it, then I highly suggest you at least watch it. It's awesome. Check it out. And for the next 3, I actually have the books with me. If you guys aren't aware, I live in Massachusetts, and in Massachusetts, Salem is a big deal. It's kind of like on everyone's bucket list to go to Salem at least once in their lives, which is something I'm going to be doing for the first time this Halloween. I'm super excited. All year round, Salem is all about the witch trials that took place there. There's museums. There's occult shops. Like, I remember when I was a kid going to one of these museums on a field trip. So for this list, it wouldn't be right not to include The Crucible by Arthur Miller. It's also a play, and the general synopsis of this play is it's a fictionalized possible beginning to the Salem witch trials. Abigail and a couple of her friends are caught doing witchcraft, and they start blaming people for bringing them down the wrong way, and those people blame people, and it just blows up into this giant thing. By the end, I absolutely hated Abigail. She's a terrible person, and I absolutely love this play. I've mentioned this for a couple of Top 5 Wednesday videos in the past. And it's getting so dark so early now. It's also raining outside, so I have my lamp on. I'm still facing the window, but the video is weird. I'm sorry, guys. I am trying my hardest here. For number 2, I have The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. It is a short story, which is why you see The Fall of the House of Usher and other tales, and not the actual title for The Telltale Heart. It is my favorite Edgar Allan Poe story. When I was about in 6th grade, I was waiting in the car with my dad, and my dad and I were talking about authors that we liked, and he was tickled pink that I enjoyed reading. And he asked if I knew about Edgar Allan Poe, and I said no. And he was shocked and appalled that I didn't know who Edgar Allan Poe was. And thus he told me the story of the Telltale Heart. The way he told it gave me the shivers. I was on edge. I had a bit of anxiety, and it was in broad daylight. My dad is an awesome storyteller. The general synopsis of this story is this man lives with another person, and the person's face is a little deformed, and it bothers this man so much that he has to kill him, and he hides him underneath the floorboards in the house. And the police come, and they're looking for this person. And so the story is just the killer talking to the cops, and he starts hearing this old man's heartbeat, and he can't believe that he can hear this heartbeat. I mean, I'm obviously not doing the story any justice, but the way it's written, it really gets your blood pumping. And for number one, I have The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. This is actually one of the books I read for the Halloween challenge. I'm not going to finish it. If I'm lucky, I'll maybe finish a total of 5 or 6 books by Halloween. But I recently read this, and I know a lot of kids in New England, we were raised with this story. If you live in New England, there's no way you haven't heard of this story. At least I find it unlikely you haven't heard of this story. The general synopsis for this story is Ichabod Crane. He's a school teacher, and he's trying to woo this lovely woman who happens to be the heiress to an estate. And he has a bit of a competition with this other person, and I'm totally spacing on his name. I'm not really seeing his name. Brom. Brom Van Brunt, also known as Brom Bones. He is this big, handsome, muscly guy, and Ichabod Crane is the exact opposite. He's very tall, very skinny, very lanky. But it seems like that Ichabod actually wins this girl's heart, and he goes to a party, and then it seems like she's changed her mind, and he doesn't understand, and so he leaves the party. At this party, they were talking about all these different legends, especially the legend of Sleepy Hollow, the Headless Horseman, and he thinks all the scary things that he's seeing in the trail is just his imagination being overworked. But it turns out that he actually is being chased by the Headless Horseman. And the ending to this legend is rather open-ended. The legend is a fable, it teaches you a lesson, sorta, but you don't quite know how it ends. And I think that is the most interesting part of the story. So that is my Top 5 Wednesday for this week. Awesome topic, absolutely loved it. What books would you recommend for Halloween? Please feel free to talk about it down below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you in the next video. Bye guys.